Greetings, everyone. So I get a lot of people sending me videos of them lifting, and one thing I notice all the time is their setups are always a little bit weird. Weird in a bad way, not in a good way. So what I want to show you guys is a really easy way to set yourself up. There's just a few principles you need to put in place with your setup that's going to ensure that when you lift, it's going to be consistent and you're not going to have to worry about it every time you go to set up. So the first thing is going to be your foot position. Okay, so there's a few ways you can set yourself up. I like to have the bar cutting my foot in half. So what that means is when I look down, in between my toe and my heel, that bar is running right down the middle of my foot. If anything, I can have it a little bit more orientated towards the front of my foot, towards my toes. So once I have that, I either want my toes pointing straight forward for some people, or you can go around 20 to 30 degrees pointing out. You don't want to go any more than that, and you don't want your toes pointing in, which I don't know anyone who does this, but maybe it actually feels pretty good, you know. I pull from there. But yeah, don't do that. So once you have your foot position, a little bit outside hip width, inside your shoulders is pretty good. When you grab the bar, of course we're using hook grip. If you're not using hook grip, I don't want to talk to you. Leave, please. All right? Use your hook grip. If you don't know what hook grip is, I have a video on it, which we haven't made yet, but I'm going to make it now so you can check that out. So I'm going to get my grip. It's going to be pretty much shoulder width apart. What I want to make sure I'm doing though is not impeding on my knees. So I see a lot of people start and their arms are actually rubbing on their legs, which makes it really hard to pull off the floor. So give yourself a little bit of space at least so that your arms and your legs are not touching, okay? The next thing is going to be our shoulder position. So Ryan, if you watch from the side here, you can see when I set up, my shoulders are directly over the bar, and if they're not directly over the bar, the only other place they can be is slightly in front of the bar. My arms are straight, my shoulders are either slightly over the bar or directly on top of the bar. What I don't want to be doing is leaning back, which it feels really awkward when I do that, and yet I still see people doing it all the time. There is debate over what is better, shoulders slightly over the bar, shoulders directly over the bar. But in the end, whatever feels better for you between those two is what you should use. So once we have that, our foot position, our hand position, our shoulder position, what we want to make sure is that we're looking straight ahead. So I see a lot of people set up for their cleans and they're kind of like this, as if they're going to do a deadlift, and then they go to pull and they end up rounding forward, the bar comes forward, and everything falls apart. It seems like a very small thing, a little thing, but guys, remember, the little things are the big things. So something as small as having my eyes directed forward and maybe slightly up is going to help me stay over the bar and help me orientate myself straight up and down in my pull, or my third pull. So eyes straight forward, shoulders over the bar, and that's a pretty good start position. The only other thing is going to be my back angle. I don't want to be rounded over like this and trying to pull. I want my back flat, my shoulders squeezed back so I'm nice and tight in my back. So when I go to pull, everything stays together and I can be really, really strong through my whole leg. So once again, I'll go over those things. Foot position, straight ahead or toes slightly out. Hand position, I'm going to be right about shoulder width, making sure my arms aren't rubbing on my legs. My back is flat, my eyes are forward, and my shoulders are either a little bit in front of the bar or directly over top of the bar. Once I have this really good start position, I'm ready to start my first pull. And if you want to learn about the first pull and common mistakes people make and corrections you can use, check out my video on that. So that's all I got for you guys today. That's the start position for the clean. I would really, really recommend videotaping yourself or having a friend watch you, or even better yet, finding a coach who can do those things for you. It's really hard to just try and feel what's going on and think you're doing the right thing when really you could be doing things wrong for months and years on end and just sucking for that entire time. Okay, so make sure you videotape yourself, send it to me, I'll check it out for you, and I'll give you some tips. So I hope that helps you guys. Also, once again, enjoy a lovely bowl of oatmeal today. I know I did, and it sure hit the spot.